C-SPAN and its callers continue to prove that they are national treasures. On this day, Chris from New Mexico ripped former Trump official Chad Wolf.
The anti-immigrant propaganda is absolutely despicable. It sounds exactly like the anti-Jewish propaganda during the Third Reich.
Yes, the caller compared the Trump team to Nazis. And for good measure, Chris from New Mexico added that the MAGA fear-mongering over immigration underscores the GOP's hypocrisy.
They shot down an immigration bill that was a bipartisan bill by the Senate in 2013. They shot down another bill. I think the Republican Party is pandering to its racist base, but maintaining a steady flow of cheap immigrant labor.
At the end of the call, Chad Wolf, who served in the Trump administration as acting Secretary of Homeland Security, defended Republicans.
Yeah, so obviously I disagree with the caller there. I don't think the objective is to demonize or to scare anyone. The objective is actually to just enforce the law.
Huh? Donald Trump's objective is simply to enforce the law, and he is not demonizing or trying to scare anybody?
These are killers. These are people at the highest level of killing that cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next morning. A lot of gang members, they take their gangs off the street. Like in Caracas, Venezuela, the criminals have all been brought to the United States. They're conquering your communities. Migrants are walking off with the town's geese. They're taking the geese. You know where the geese are? In the park, in the lake. And even walking off with their pets. We have to get them the hell out of our country because they're ruining the fabric of our country.
They are ruining the fabric, says Trump. Not they are breaking the law or they are violating immigration policy. Instead, the rhetoric is hateful, divisive, and dangerous. And it's not just Donald Trump. His supporters in Congress and on conservative media are also whipping up a frenzy.
There's a migrant crime spree killing Americans, and the president's an accessory to murder.
We are being overwhelmed. There is no word to describe this except invasion.
Illegal invaders invading America, pouring over our border by the millions.
Criminals, rapists, murderers, child predators, and God knows who else.
Thankfully, God, or was it Brian Lamb, created C-SPAN. And one of the hallmarks of the not-for-profit cable channel is the opportunity that viewers have to weigh in. And over the past year in this presidential campaign, the call-in viewers have given all of us an earful. Here is Susie from South Dakota on Donald Trump.
All he does is promote violence, criminal acts. He's a rapist. And now he wants to sell a Bible. How can such a violent man trying to destroy a country sell a Bible and add things to it? That's blasphemy. This whole thing is insane that he is able to be a candidate.
Susie was just getting warmed up.
The hugest issue with our election this year is that we have an absolute criminal that's able to run for office. I'm not clear how this is happening, but he has managed to have our Capitol attacked, which I find to be the most disgusting thing that has happened in this country. You know, there's real hostages in Gaza and other parts of the world, and he's calling those monsters that went into our Capitol hostages.
C-SPAN also took a memorable call this summer from former Trump voter Derek in Maryland.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a great day. I am excited about what's happening in the Democratic Party, although I am a Lincoln Republican who has gone over because I am not going back to a convicted felon. I'm not going back to an adulterer. I'm not going back to a fraudster. I'm not going back to someone who claims to understand economics and had so many bankruptcies. I'm not going back to a number of empty, promised Republicans. I'm moving forward.
The C-SPAN call-in segments are hard to resist, and they are not always easy for C-SPAN hosts to manage. Through the years, there have been plenty of pranksters who have called into C-SPAN, but some of these exchanges have gone viral and provided more than a few laughs.
I guess, my main question is just how do lunch boxes work? What the
Apologize for that. We'll go on to Cleo in Dallas. Morning on this alternative minimum tax.
Hi, am I on the air?
You sure are. Okay. Speaking about inappropriate language.
Yeah.
You are. All right. But for Donald Trump, we're also no strangers to love. You know the rules, so do I. And for him, a full commitment is what I'm thinking of. And you wouldn't get this from any other guy. And I just want to tell y'all how I'm feeling. I want to make y'all understand, hopefully, that he is never going to give you up. He is never going to let you down. He's never going to run around and desert you.
We're not going to get rickrolled here today. Stephen's calling in from Windham, Connecticut on our independent line. Hi, Stephen.
But what I hate is that I'm becoming the one with the draconian policies. I'm becoming the vilified. I manage a Quiznos, and these punk kids come in and, they expect a free bag of chips, as our deal used to be. But, times have changed, and I got to say, you want those Doritos? Well, cool ranch, kid.
You go to the exit polls in New Hampshire, you see what they're voting for him for. They're voting for him because they care about the economy, because they care about winning the election, and they're voting for him because of his huge penis.
All right, let's caller messing with us this morning. We hope to get the best of our callers. He set himself up nicely there, but let's move on.
Jack in Wagon Mound, New Mexico, Republican. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Greta. How are you?
Morning.
Yes, this is Jack Strickland. It's a great day here in Wagon Mound. Look, I hate to bother you at work like this, but did I leave my wallet on your nightstand?
All right. Brenda in Houston, Texas, Democratic caller. Hi, Brenda.
Republican line, thanks for holding. You're on with Michael Gordon of the New York Times.
Penises everywhere.
All right, we're going to move on to Mike in Norwood, Massachusetts.
I know, the humor is juvenile, and I suppose there's more sophisticated entertainment out there than watching a C-SPAN host squirm and try to deal with a prank call. But the fact that C-SPAN hosts are still taking calls, all kinds of calls, is testament to the unique and revered place that C-SPAN occupies in American politics and society. There is literally no other cable or broadcast television channel that is still giving a voice in real time to regular citizens. There's no typing up comments on a screen. There's no pre-interview. It's just unfiltered folks weighing in on the issues of our day and sometimes attempting, in epic fashion, to bewilder a C-SPAN host or make the audience laugh. It's all good. The insightful and enlightening comments, the strong opinions, and yes, even the sometimes tawdry phone calls. Our government, politics, and media need more voices, not fewer. Because this nation is about we the people holding our leaders accountable. Kudos to everybody at C-SPAN for the unique public service your channel provides. In so many ways, you represent the best of America by giving all of us, an opportunity to be heard. By the way, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson recently went on television and refused to endorse Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 election.
Joe Biden has been the president for almost 4 years. Everybody needs to get over this and move forward. That's what we need to talk about. What happens on November 5 and the days after that? I think that's really important, and that's what the demand for us to talk about.
So like Senator Vance, you cannot say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
George, I'm the Speaker of the House. I work with the President of the United States all the time. Joe Biden has been the president for 4 years. There's not a question about this, okay?
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Earl Gordon, who wrote, "Just answer the question, Mr. Johnson. Are you scared of Trump?" Oh, I think the Speaker is scared and will remain so, at least until the November election. And if Trump loses, Mike Johnson will be a new man. Just a hunch. Anyway, I look forward to reading your comments about the C-SPAN callers dismantling Donald Trump these days in epic fashion. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.